minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What is up, everybody? I see. Look at who all I see in here. Cowboy Dog, good to see you. Where you been? It's been a little bit. Yes. Miss Kara, good to see ya. Grateful Life, always a pleasure, my darling. Hey, Travis, how are you? Skinny queen, how is you? I bow to the skinny queen. Oh, Vanessa, hey gal. By all means, whatever works for you, darling. I hope everything is going okay. Oh, look at that. Exactly, the loveliest of canines. Yes. Fiend, how are you, my dude? Miss Abby. Good to see you, darling. Blondie, Camps. Man, we got us a little handful of stuff already. So, how are you? Anyway, it's been a little minute, like you guys are aware. I mean, if you've watched any of the stuff that I have uploaded throughout this Vlogtober situation, I've just been kind of taking a break from these girls because, I mean, let's be honest, they're a little mentally taxing. It's literally Groundhog Day and in the most infuriating form you could imagine. So I've been really more focused on other things, you know. So I know some of you guys have seen all of the randomness that I have uploaded. I put together a swing that my dad bought me for my birthday. I'm currently working on a collection of pumpkins. I have had all sorts of randomness done to my face, and there will be more of that. So, you know, basically just living my life. You know, it may not really be interesting to some people out there, but, you know, it's fun for me to be able to bring people along with me. Look at it. Look, everybody. Our co-pilot and channel mascot has decided to make her appearance. She is ready for her close-up, Mr. DeVille. So what are we doing, Mama? You going to pick a spot? Huh? She says absolutely not. I love you too. You're a good girl. Oh, let's see. We done got a couple other people in here. Miss Sherry. New sub, but not new to Girl World. But well, welcome, Miss Sherry. We welcome any and all over here because we are all about just chopping it up, chit-chatting, having a good time. Life is serious enough without having a cattail in front of your face. Excuse you. Look at you. Like a bull in a china shop. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do with you? Huh? I love you so much. What am I going to do with you? Are you saying hi to Abby? Are you saying hi to Abby? Don't get the monitor. Oh Lord. Hey, come here. All she can see is her tail swishing on the monitor. Come on now. Hey. Thank you. I love her. She can be a handful, but she's a sweet girl. Anyway, I done got myself off track. I had a whole train of thought that I just completely derailed myself from. Well, thank you, Abby. I mean, God's honest truth. I mean, I want people realistically to understand how important adoption is over buying. A lot of folks are more interested in having a cat that's cute and perfect and likes to, looks good on film. And black cats are usually the least adopted for that reason because they don't photograph as well as other cats do. But black cats, in my experience, are usually the most off the wall, silly, loving cats, and very, very smart, sometimes too smart for their own good, And like I said, Boo Man is my heart. He's been with me a long time. He's been with me longer than this little lady right here has, even though she has kind of taken over the place. I am the queen, but she is 100% a princess, all right. Can we settle? Can we pick a spot? Let's pick a spot. And I am all for bringing attention to, people adopting black cats because I mean, there's so much love to be had by them, So there hadn't been a lot going on that you guys probably weren't aware about. I think the only thing that I didn't really get into is what happened with the little old lady at work last night. And it is just purely asinine, little old lady at work, she called me in. I went ahead and gave her medicine, including Xanax and a painkiller. And she said, "Honey, while you're here, could you put some more sterile water in my humidifier?" It wasn't really humidifier. It was actually the canister that goes on the oxygen condenser to help prevent the nasal passages from drying out. But I did tell her, sure. And I went looking for some in her room and she didn't have any. So I had to book it all over the place to try to find some. And I got back and I refilled it. And then all of a sudden the condenser stops working. And I tell her there's a problem. It's going to take me a couple minutes to figure it out. But we're going to fix this. And she starts wigging out. Oh my God, I can't go without my oxygen, this and that. And I was like, I understand that. I'm going to give you something to replace this. Like I said, this is just temporary. In the time frame that it took me to walk from her room 4 doors down, put a regulator on a tank, put it in a little wheelie, and run it down there to her, she had called the hospice that covers her, and she called her daughter. I plugged her up to the portable oxygen, turned it up to 4, and explained to her that this was supposed to be temporary until I could get her condenser problem fixed. And she goes off on this tirade about how she's going to, you give me medication that makes me sleep hard. If I run out of oxygen, I could very well die in the middle of the night. And I told her, first off, I know that. Second of all, this is temporary, as I've told you a couple of times over. Just give me 10 or 15 minutes to look at this condenser to see if I can fix it. She, she apparently, after I've wheeled this condenser out of the room, she calls her daughter again. But I'm sitting there at the desk trying to sort out the problem with this piece of equipment, and I get a call from the hospice. I explain everything. They're fine with it, Then I get a phone call from the daughter. The daughter is pissed off. Okay. Having not even talked to me. I explained the situation, and I told her that, the portable oxygen is temporary. It's like, once I can troubleshoot what's going on with this thing, it'll be right back in the room again. I said, but I can't have her off of her oxygen while I'm trying to tinker with this and get it going again. Do you know that she was not happy with that? And I was like, would you rather I've left her without oxygen altogether? I mean, so it comes all down to it. I get the stupid condenser working, get it back down in the room. Hospice calls the little old lady and tells them there's plenty of portable O2. She's working on the condenser. I explained the same thing to the daughter. The daughter still wasn't happy when I got off the phone with her, but I could care less because that's not my problem. I'm doing exactly what I need to do. It took another one of the nurses going down there that actually works in the building, who's a full-time person, to go down there and tell this little old lady that everything that I did was the appropriate thing to do in the circumstances. Yes, Tango Bliss. That's exactly why I was outside saying I'm freezing my ass off, but I don't care. I'm just going to deal with it because I'm frustrated. It's just, that's the only downside that I have found thus far of being an agency person, is the patients do not trust you because they do not know you. And yeah. I mean, the night got better after that, obviously, but that was really not the best way to start that shift off, Let's see. Let me see who else is in here, because I've been off on a tirade here. Oh, Hannibal is here. What is up, Hanny? I'm glad you was able to make it, my guy. Oh, things have been really overcomplicated as of late. Does anybody else feel like that right now? When did life get so complicated? And why? I mean, I've always been a very direct sort of person, and I don't really mince my words on things, but there's not a whole lot of dealing with each other directly. There's not a whole lot of talking things out. There's not a lot of learning to compromise or to lend somebody grace and all that. And it doesn't make any sense to me. But that was just a train of thought. My choice of words plus Alba's hair could be a certain musical cue. That's funny. All right, so no pay exactly, Omi. All right, so I know that I ain't got a whole lot going on and a whole lot to talk about. So what I'm going to do, we're going to kind of hit the high points on these psychotic women. Oh. And we're going to play kind of some games and all this here. And we're going to get to that. Because I would love to see what kind of results these girls get. So let's kick it off with Miss Ambular here.
I had a whole breakdown already about it. A lot of people thought that we weren't really broken up and we were actually moving together.
Nobody thought that.
And that's not the case. Things have been very, 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 very up and down with her. Like, either way, I'm losing a very, very, special person to me. Very, very important person to me, and I'm losing them. And it's hard, and I'm trying to, just be okay with being alone.
Okay. So, number one, that entire shaky voice, I'm losing somebody, the most important person to me. Number one, there was not one tear. Eyes didn't get glassy. This is all performative, okay? And if she is having some hesitation at all about anything, or she's conflicted about anything, it's the fact that she is fixing to be all by herself. And we know that narcs can't do that. They have to have a warm body there. It doesn't matter who, you know? So it's crap like this that make me really not like her as a person. You know, she's very disingenuous in that way. But then that's a trend in the girl world thing, isn't it? Right, Vanessa. Oh, hang on. Can't find a good person. B1 is contagious. Sometimes it works. It's exhausting, but it works. I agree with that, but I'm going to tell you, Skinny, I am one of those types of people that I go out of my way to do the right thing. And for the most part, I get the type of result that I expect that will culminate based on the actions that I've taken. But we already know, though, too, that there are those moments where it backfires. And that's exactly that whole situation with that little old lady is one of the times that it backfired. It finally came down to it with this old lady. And I told her, I said, look, I'm just going to say it to you like this, babe. I'm like, number one, you're not going to go without oxygen for any length of time as far as I can help it, because number one, I don't want to have to send you to the hospital because that's paperwork that I don't want to get stuck doing. Number two, I don't want to have to send you to the morgue because, again, that's paperwork that I don't want to get stuck doing. Number three, I don't want to go to jail because I have a feeling that's probably what will happen. And number four, I value my license too much to compromise it. So I think it's pretty safe to say we've both got skin in this game enough to keep you, to want to keep you alive, if that makes things clear. And she was just like, well, you didn't have to put it that way. And I'm like, I've put it every other way, and it didn't really kind of make a dent, you know? So sometimes you have to roll through with a little bit of ugly to get the point across, because sometimes that sweetness, that softness, that vulnerability, it just don't work.
This is the first time I've ever had only my name on a lease.
Woo! Welcome to adulthood, Amber.
First time I've ever moved somewhere, just me. It's the first time. And I'm 32. I'm getting a little late start. I mean, I've lived on my own, obviously, but always with partner.
I've lived on my own, obviously, but always with a partner, which means you've never lived on your own. If you have somebody there who is waiting on you hand and foot that is taking care of everything, you are not living on your own.
But it's just me, and I have to create this space to feel like mine and to feel like home. Right now, I just feel really sad.
And if you'll look at her eyes in this part where she's actually talking about the fact that she's fixing to be alone, see her eyes there? She is getting glassy right there. There has been more of an emotional response to the idea of her being left alone than of her losing somebody who she claims was so important to her. Isn't that interesting? I think Amber Sparrows. I could see that. I feel you on that. I used to work just going through stressful enough, just making sure everything's exactly right. Exactly. It is 100%. 100%. 100%. Oh, trust. She's already started. She's been up in the TikTok game. She's trying so hard. To get her a new one. Realistically, that would probably be the best bet for her. And since I've worked at one, I can speak to this. Number one, they will drive her to the store. They got a bus just for that. Two, she can still have her animals. So long as she takes care of them and everything is situated, that's on her. Three, She don't have to cook a mofo and things. She can walk her little happy tail around to the cafeteria, and all 3 of her daily meals are accounted for and met. If there's something she don't want, she's got a refrigerator and God and everything else in there, and she can cook for herself if she likes, or she can order her DoorDash like she loves to do. So, yeah, God's honest truth, that would probably be the most beneficial thing for her. And it'll put her under a constant level of, medical evaluation or monitoring, which she needs because she is ill-equipped to maintain it herself. We've seen it. The fact that I'm principle-based and my moral compass is intact. My boss seems to be Satan's foot soldier and gets mad when she gets caught. Oh, girl, I have been there. Just, hey, document. Okay. If you're going to have conversations, if they have them with you in person, you send an email and say, hey, I'm just circling around on that conversation we had earlier today, just so I know that we're on the same page. You want this, and this because of this, and this. Please confirm, and you send it to them. And that way they have to, when they respond to you, at the very least, you sending it documents that you had that conversation. If they reaffirm it, it gives you backup paperwork. I'm a firm believer, there better be a paper trail, no matter whether that conversation is in person or not. You got to cover you. We done had this conversation. Ain't nobody gonna pay our bills but us. Well, she's not going to do that because that would require her to participate. She has 2 cats and a dog. Well, that won't ever happen. We know that. True enough. If we had a live feed cam in her apartment, we see her. Exactly. Mm-hmm. We've had conversations about that cowboy dog. I broke down old girl's basal metabolic rate. At the sedentary level, which is where she would be at, she's got to have over 3,200, let me try that again. She's got to have over 3,000 calories a day to maintain her current weight. Which is why that whole video of her going grocery shopping was performative as hell to me. And I didn't include that because I watched the part where she was in the store and I was like, oh, that is so performative. There ain't no way in the hell you're eating all this mess you're buying, because girl, you buying all these vegetables like you gonna eat these vegetables. Ain't no way in the world. You might eat them, but that ain't all you're gonna be eating. The other thing too, and I laughed so hard, her talking about, and thank you to the person I met in the store. Thank you so much for taking a picture with me, or whatever that was. But it was like, first off, you want so bad for somebody to believe that you're famous when you're not. Number 2, if anybody took a picture with you, it would have ended up on Twitter by now. Some manner, shape, or form, She just needed a control note. Yes, Lord, I've been saying that, my dude. She needs long-term inpatient rehabilitation. That's what this chick needs, because she's got too many mental issues that contribute to the physical aspect of where she finds herself at. At this point, she is slowly self-destructing.
I just feel like home right now. I just feel really sad. So I don't know. Like, I have plans tonight. I have plans later today, and I don't want to be just like this a walking heartbreak, this walking sadness. But
I am already so over this entire conversation. Tell us that you have nothing else to do with your time but focus on a breakup. The rest of us out here in the great wide world of adult land, we deal with our shit and then we go on about our day because we have responsibilities, like actual responsibilities. Going to work, paying our bills, taking care of our home. I don't know why it is that she seems to think that she's dealing with things that nobody else has ever dealt with before.
It's just like in this moment, I'm feeling pretty rough. But a really silly example, which a lot of you are gonna be like, what? Like, I've had a debit card for forever, since I was like, I don't know, early 20s. And I've never like physically used a debit card myself.
That's been proven a lie. Karina Kaboom actually did a video with actual video footage of her using her debit card in Walmart. It's stuff like this that make people question everything about her. And then she wants to get upset and want to know why. You're dehumanizing me because you don't believe all the bullshit that I try to tell you guys. Nobody in their grown-ass adult life is going to go without using a debit card.
Like at a grocery store or whatever. Because my partner always did it for me.
Confirming that she is basically looking for caretakers and not significant others.
They always used theirs. And then like I would Venmo them or I'd give them cash back, just whatever it may be. Because it was always like, I have these like little weird anxieties, and that was one of them. But yeah, it's just been so stressful, this whole internet situation, the moving situation, the breakup, Feline going, like, I don't know how I'm holding up, but I'm holding.
Okay, I left that in there. Okay, how many of y'all have had a breakup the night before you've had to go to work and didn't sleep and got your ass up and still went to work? I would love to see a show of hands on that. Hi, Miss T. Yeah, honey, the lips are moving. The lips are moving. Yes, absolutely, she does, Nutty. I have had somebody dump me in the middle of my workday by text. That's a shitty way to do things, for one. But why would you wait until I'm at work? I mean, that denotes that whole behavior. That's basically coward behavior. But that's just how some people function. And I am guessing that for those of us out here that have had that stuff happen, what did we do? We continued on with our work day because you know what? Nobody gives a shit that you just got dumped. You're there to do a job. This is part of what it is about her that irks me. Again, every little thing is the worst thing that's ever happened. And it's like, oh my God, though everything revolves around me, and oh, my life is so hard. Boo-boo, you don't know what hard is. Hey, sunshine, how you doing? It's good to see you. Damn, that's just dirty. The level, ideally, I'm discussing this particular scenario because the level of privilege involved that you carry, that you feel like minor day-to-day or life events for the average person are this world-shattering event. It's just ridiculous to me, and it's a little infuriating. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's truly coward behavior. Exactly, Sherry. Exactly, Joanna. There's a lot of people in here that feel me. There's a lot of folks in here that are feeling the energy, the wavelength that I am, the wavelengths that I'm putting out there. We're connecting here. This is awesome. That's exactly the fact. That's exactly true. That's exactly true. She is so incredibly sheltered, and it's self-imposed that she has no clue what life is actually like. Hey, the saying goes, the best revenge is a life well lived. Sounds like it rolled on through.
Don't know how I'm holding up, but I'm holding. Well, it is time for a snack break. This is the same beef jerky from my road trip here.
One, I don't believe that.
Some peppered beef jerky. It was on my island. I forgot all about it, and I was like,
sure, Jan.
oh my God, that actually sounds so good right now. So I'm going to snack on some of that.
So I'm going to snack on some of that, and the bag was empty in that last little.
It's so good right now. So I'm going to snack on some of that.
Empty, gone. Snack on that would be like, to me, when I snack on beef jerky, because I do regularly eat beef jerky, maybe 1 or 2 pieces, not a half a bag. And what gets me is, look at who we're talking about. You guys, I have lymphedema and I have lymphedema, and I can't help it. It just happened because I'm like this special alien from the planet Fat Psychosis, and it doesn't matter what I eat, it just flares up my lymphedema, and it keeps me from losing weight. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I just ate 1,000 grams of sodium, you guys. For fuck's sake.
This is what I know.
By the way, I know that was a bad, god-awful impersonation. That was intentional.
I have to wake up to random stuff all over my bed.
I can't deal with this. Why would you do that? This irks me. When I moved myself 3 hours from point A to point B, I did that crap by myself, furniture by myself, small items by myself. You know what I didn't do? I didn't just dump everything out of boxes and just leave it all over the damn house. One box is opened at a time. You put that crap. If it's multiple rooms, then you take everything out that goes in the living room. You leave it in the living room. Everything that goes in the bedroom goes to the bedroom. Everything that goes to the bathroom goes to the bathroom. And then from there, you figure out exactly where you want to put shit. And then you open the next box. Exactly. It's ugly to say pig, to call this girl pig, but that fucking house is a pigsty right now. And I'm going to tell you, as somebody, I am not type A. I prefer to have everything organized and in a place, but I don't lose my shit when things get a little untidy, But that right there, I would not be able to get in the bed and sleep with all that shit around me. Oh, Jesus. What? I mean, I would love to know how she ain't got the energy for that. I mean, it ain't like the bitch is out running marathons. Shit.
Because I haven't put it away. My hair is looking so long. I'm really living for it. A lot of people are like, cut that hair. And I'm like, no.
I left that in because I think we've had the conversation about the hair before. Okay. And the hair thing falls in the same, under the same arc as the earring thing. The reason she's so obsessed with the hair and she is so obsessed with the earring collections is because those are 2 things that she has total control over that is not dictated by her size. She could be 700 pounds and bedbound, but she can make sure that that hair looks nice and she can put on a cute pair of earrings. I mean, God's honest truth. Looking at it, I mean, I ain't saying the girl's hair is ugly. That's not the case at all. But I imagine it's probably not healthy as long as it is. And her cutting off an inch of it, clickbaiting saying she's going to cut her hair and then cutting an inch off the bottom of her hair is probably still got a crap ton of dead ends that haven't been touched in forever. Agreed, and which is totally fine, but you know, come on now. If she had even made a half of an attempt to do any of the stuff that she said that she is trying to do over the years, she could have been in a smaller size that gave her more options so that she could dress cute. That's embarrassing. I don't even know how it is that she's got the gumption to go in there and do that and not feel like a total fool. Bingo, Camps. That's exactly the point that I'm making. It's exactly the point that I'm making. So this whole variation of personality types that we see, we've got this shallow, insecure, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed, you guys. I hate that you're seeing me like this. But then, though, too, we're getting this all over TikTok. Yeah, it's a bit much. Oh, well, whew. You see where mine's at. And mine's down past my shoulders. I wear it up off my neck, off my face. I mean, I like my hair the way that it is, but I just prefer it up so that I'm not worried about it getting in the way, you know? Agreed. 100%. Looking like a whole outhouse door.
That I always felt.
Okay, I'm going to let this play, but can we take a look at this girl right now? Let's study the presentation on this. I said this the other day. Somebody put a helmet on this girl and set her up as a linebacker. Michael Orr ain't got shit on her.
Super like welcome here. Like people just seem super nice. So I thought maybe I just made up that memory, or I just wanted to like have a positive memory from Oklahoma. But honestly, it's the truth.
What gets me about that comment about people from Kentucky not being friendly, how the hell would she know? She never leaves the house. My dude, that's exactly the thought that I had when I saw her. Yes, exactly. I honestly and sincerely don't think that her humerus has ever come within 2 inches of her rib cage in decades. Decades. Yep. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, nothing wrong with that at all. Well, hey, and isn't it funnier that she's adding more stuffing as the time goes by? Argued by the same heifer that just ate 1,000 milligrams of salt. I am so sick of her using the lipedema and the lymphedema as an excuse. Nah, boo-boo. This is a hand-to-mouth problem. Hey, Roach, how you doing?
People are so nice here compared to like Kentucky. I lived in Kentucky for a hot minute. And a really big thing for me is I get to be near family. I really need that. You guys have seen the minute I moved to Kentucky, everything just went downhill. Everything. There's a lot of good things that happen in Kentucky. I'm not gonna like sit here and like bash it completely. But my mental health was at its worst in Kentucky.
Whose fault is that? That would be like her saying, that would be like she is ultimately blaming the state of Kentucky and everybody in it for her mental health being fucked when she doesn't leave the house. Because God forbid we take responsibility for anything, right, y'all? I mean, I've met a few people from Kentucky, not many, but every single one of them were just as nice as they could be. Bro, she could be the door to the bar. She is wide enough to literally stand in the doorway. There would not be a need for a bouncer. She would literally be a mobile roadblock, which is sad. There you go.
I'm about to use this washer.
I had to leave this in, y'all, because I was like,
for the first time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm actually just...
I don't know what I'm doing. Now, if you guys will remember, this one is the one that made the claim that she didn't like other people doing her laundry because she wanted her stuff done a certain way. So there's that right there, right off the bat. Again, the need to lie about the dumbest shit is beyond me. Add to it, it's not rocket science. Google is a thing. And I mean, we know right now, a whole girl will whip out that phone with a quickness to Google local restaurants, but she won't Google the instructions to figure out how to use a washer and dryer that's in her apartment. I am fed all the way up with this. I'm so stupid. Isn't it quirky, guys? I'm going to say this, and she does it pretty regularly. But this whole I'm cute and I'm stupid and isn't it quirky and isn't that fun? It's not fun. It's not cute. It's been a bad look since you showed up. Okay. And I'm going to throw out, I'm fixing to throw out the Lucyism that Mama's words is rolling right on out, because I told you guys my mom had no problem calling people on their shit. And I heard my mom call out my sister who was behaving this way. She better find some substance, and she better find it fast, because a 45-year-old, 500-pound woman ain't cute. They're just sad. Right. She thought she was too cool. Exactly.
Spending a lot of time with my mom, like a lot.
Oh.
Good morning. I slept on my makeup.
Been spending a lot of time with my mom. So, okay, now that Felina's gone, we're going to start seeing mom's mannerisms popping up out of her. Even though we don't really see her mom, we don't really know her mom very well, we'll be able to notice a shift in her, because there will be behaviors and things that she'll say that she's never said before, which is pretty par for the course for her, right? I mean, she doesn't have anybody to leech off of other than her mother. Let's see. So I kept this part in because we're going to have a whole conversation.
This is a habit that I think I'm going to have for probably the rest of my life.
Okay. She said once again, she went to sleep with the makeup on, that she does it a lot. And she says, this will probably be a habit that I'll have for the rest of my life. Now, I am doing this with Amber. I have not done it with Foodie yet. I may do it later. But if this one is not even washing her face to take her makeup off, then you know that she ain't doing nothing else. Okay. Which means that old girl ain't putting no moisturizer on her face. It means she ain't putting no sunblock on her face when, on the rare occasion that she goes outside, she's going to play them games, and she's going to end up aging like a leather bag. Oranges, poranges. Hi, dear. So this is the original of Amber. Okay. And this has been her aged down with an aging filter. 4 situations with these aging filters. Ideally, what they do is they look at the way they evaluate the image that they see in front of that camera, and it picks up areas of light and dark. And if you are adequately hydrating your skin and you're taking care of your skin, then there will be more of a smooth image. There will be less for it to manipulate. And if you look at it here, sister gonna have some, woo-wee, she gonna have some, woo man, she gonna be toe up. Sister gonna be looking like a weathered leather bag, my folks. Sorry, y'all, back of my neck is cold. Right, that's another thing that I wonder about. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. Ooh, I'll tell you what I do think. You know how she likes to claim all the time that she's got allergies and it's because of the cats? It's probably because her having swollen, itchy eyes is probably because she goes to bed with a pound of makeup on her face at night. But, she's not intelligent to put that together. Yes, and moisturize, QZ. Hello, darling. Wash, moisturize, sunscreen. If you're going to do at the minimum, that is necessities. Probably not. No, my dude. No. They're both the same image, Hanny. If you'll look at this is the exact same image. Green shirt, choker, green shirt, choker, same earrings. Okay. All I did is I took this image of her and I ran it through I applied an aging filter to it. And this is what I got. Ooh, Sherry, you done said it. 100%. Right. I have trouble with that too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like makeup. That is the only thing that I will give Amber. She does have skill with eyeliner. I probably, unless I had help, I probably would not ever be able to do eyeliner that well. So, that I can give her that much. Oh, probably. I mean, I couldn't find. Okay, I tried it. I tried to run the aging filter on Foodie, and the image that I had wasn't very clear because it was like a still capture, but it darkened her teeth up. Actually, and let me show you real quick. Like, I'm gonna turn this off real quick because I'm fixing to open Shumption. I actually ran the aging filter on me just to see what it would look like because I was curious. I was like, well, if I'm here, I might as well. Yeah, just for shits and giggles. I wanted to see because y'all know I don't play about my skincare. I make it a point to try to take care of my skin because I am not getting no younger. And I want to know for sure that I ain't going to be looking like I ain't going to be looking bad when I get old. But, I mean, I don't think I look terrible. I look exactly like I do now, just older. I mean, I ain't got like psychotic. I ain't looking like I've been out in the sun frying or nothing like that, I mean, right here is going to be deeper and I'm going to have the smile lines and stuff, but y'all know I don't play about my moisturizer, man. I be going cuckoo crazy with my face care, my skincare in general. Everywhere from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, I ain't playing about it. I have made the comment that I will probably be a psychotic old lady in the nursing home, but I'm going to have people deceived because I'm going to be looking good until they get right up on me, and then then the crazy's gonna come out. Actually, Miss T, I did a video on that because Orange is Porn, just God bless her. She wanted to know the exact same thing. I use a little bit of everything. Just depends on what day and what frame of mind I'm in. Okay, so yeah, I had to point that out about Amber because I mean, this girl right off the get, she seems to think that she's going to be stuck in this young ass state forever, and she's not. I mean, God's honest truth, we already know she'll be doing good if she reaches 50. But if she continues on the current train of behaviors where she's not taking care of even at the very least her face, this is going to be the end result for her. And trying to go on TikTok and catfish for a woman ain't going to work out so well when you're looking like a beat up leather bag, man. All right, we're going to jump to the foodie. To the crazy. All right.
Yeah, but I'm so behind on editing. I'm just so tired.
Get another one. Tired from doing what?
Everyone's like, she looks matted. No, that's her. They're not matte dummies.
We're talking about Julia there. First off, I don't believe that Julia, okay. Her talking about that Julia's fur just happens to be that way and that she doesn't have any mats. First off, she didn't think that BBJ had any mats, and look at what happened to her. Look at what happened to BBJ. She swore up and down that she brushed BBJ, but at the same time, she admitted on camera to cutting mats out of her fur. So what's it going to be? I don't think they're taking care of Julia the way they claim that they are.
It's just her fur. She always looks like that. She has a brush right here.
Isn't that funny that she's got it right there where she can pull it out?
For sure, like every day.
X'd it out.
And sometimes twice a day because she loves it.
X'd it out.
I think that like, how about they take her to the vet now? Like every single thing that was wrong with her is because she's fucking old.
That's BBJ. First off, BBJ is probably in better health now than she was the day that FFG got her, obviously, because of how often she is going to the vet. Foodie would have an inclination of exactly what the hell she's talking about if she was actually keeping track of it instead of listening to people who are dropping stuff in her inbox. That's one of Foodie's biggest problems, is that she has no clue what is going on. I could jump into her inbox right now and say, I talked to FFG, and do you know that she said that you have a purple hoo-ha and that it has green legs poking out of it, and that she would jump on a live stream and go on a rage about the fact that FFG said that she had a purple hoo-ha with green legs. She is that gullible.
Okay. Like, she has kidney disease, and she's like, if you see pictures of her, she's suffering.
Having kidney disease is not the end result of being elderly. That is the end result of unmaintained health and untreated UTIs.
All for your entertainment, all to piss me off, and I'm unaffected. You're not going to bother me. All right?
I'm not going to be affected, all right, while she rages.
If you want to suck up somebody who's a dumbass and lying to you, that's your problem.
Such a pious Muslim woman telling people that if you want to suck people's dick, that's your problem.
Not mine. And yeah, Little Red Riding Hood, I still look 100 times better than that fat goblin. Don't even.
She's not anti-Semitic, guys. She's been told over and over again that goblin is an anti-Semitic slur, which, by the way, it is. And she brought up the Wikipedia page. Well, if you look at the Wikipedia page, it says that it's a fictional character. Yeah, the next paragraph down, it also says that it's used as an anti-Semitic slur against Jews.
That's what they want. They need it. They need it for content. They have no life. Whatever, Toys R Us. You're coming.
Okay. Real quick for those of y'all that are out there, because apparently we have no life. Okay. Let's play a game here. All right. Let me see you raise your hand. Put you a hand emoji in if you have a job. Okay. Put you a heart emoji if you have a spouse. Put you a peace emoji if you have kids. Put you a smiling emoji if you have pets. And if you can find an emoji for whatever hobbies you might have, you can throw those in there too. I think that would just be fun to see because according to her, those of us out here that talk about this stuff and that view this content, we have no lives. I don't know about you guys. I know a fair amount of you have watched the whole Vlogtober thing going on with me. I mean, yes, I do. I'm not going to tell no lie. I spend a reasonable amount of time at home. But that's because, again, most of the things that I'm doing are at home. A lot of the projects that I'm taking on are home-based. But I still go out. I still do things. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, Trav. I am single as a Pringle, my dude. There is nothing wrong with it. And, hey, that's fine. Hey, everybody's got their thing. Swim. I love swimming. Kit Kats. That's what I'm talking about. Music. See, it just because you don't fall into Foodie's brand of what having a life is, for some reason to her is that you have no life. Exactly. Some of it is a decline in health because of their age. I mean, let's be realistic. Just like with humans, cats were not really designed to live to be 16, 17, 18, 20 years old. But because of the advances in medical care for cats as well as people, we have people living far beyond the natural order of the way life would be if we did not have all those advances. So, yeah, that's just par for the course. I mean, but it's already been proven that what's wrong with BBJ and how that developed is entirely laid at Foodie's feet. Right. You're not buying a man. Hey, that's okay though. You called up. It's all good.
Islam police. I don't care. Is she a good Jewish person? Does she do Shabbos? No, she doesn't. So
how would she know? How would she know? She loves to complain that people speculate on her life, but here she is speculating on somebody else's life that she knows nothing about, who she's only seen in person one time. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. And I actually said that in a video, a little short or whatever that I did when I put together a brand new swing set that I got for my birthday, that, a lot of what I've got planned ahead for me, it is all stuff here because this house is new to me and I've done a lot of work on it. And this property is new to me and I'm doing a lot of stuff on it. And I am perpetually taking steps toward making it as close to a place of refuge for me as I can get it, because this is my refuge from the world. This is where I come to at the end of the day when I want to shut the world out, So why wouldn't you want to stay home and focus on that? For somebody like Foodie, though, Foodie doesn't have those things. She has no desire to improve upon anything. She is content with things the way they are. Exactly. Sherry is coming through with it.
Girls seething with jealousy. They're so pathetic because every single thing they predicted and their dumb conspiracies is wrong. I'm in Kuwait, bitches. What are you gonna do? Huh? Anyway.
Nobody is envious of the fact that you're in the world's largest sandbox, literally baking. And You know, how exactly is that supposed to be a flex? That's why when she made that comment about, well, I've got an ocean view. Big fucking deal. It's not about where you are, it's about what you make of where you are. If you're miserable in paradise, you're still miserable. It doesn't change anything. And outdoor swing oranges, poranges. Look at you going off. You done took it way off into left field. I'm going to add to that. A true lady doesn't kiss and tell. And unlike this one, that is information that I will absolutely keep to myself. Exactly. That's something that she doesn't seem to recognize.
It's not worth it. I don't want to talk about. I don't want these stupid people in my space. Yeah, I have every right to defend myself. I don't care if you're.
Let me back that up. That went too fast.
I'm in Kuwait, bitches. What are you gonna do? Huh? Anyway, I'm done venting. It's not worth it. I don't want to talk about. I don't want these stupid people in my space.
I don't want these stupid people in my space. What space is that exactly? Because the last time I checked, Foodie is not an investor with YouTube. She does not own the YouTube platform. She is not an investor of any sort. This is not her having started her own website where she broadcasts and people are coming to her. This is her logging onto YouTube just like every other one of us who come on here. Who are you to try to say that you don't want people in your space when it's not your space? It's a space you're renting. That's the part that gets me. Right. She was too busy. She was too busy at the hotel. Well, you know, energies, like tends to attract like. Your energy tends to draw people that are like you to you. And that would explain a lot of why her audience is the way that it is, you know? Right.
Yeah, I have every right to defend myself. I don't care if you're bothered, then unsubscribe. I don't care. Go kiss ass. I don't care. If anyone who was once a follower and supporter here is now over there, you never were a supporter, so goodbye. I don't care.
She says that pretty regularly. This is basically the Foodie way of saying if you don't agree with every single thing that I do, think, or say, you can fuck off. And how it is that people don't see that is beyond me. She does not want followers. She wants a cult is what she wants. She wants to be Jerry Jones and she wants all these people to drink the Kool-Aid. And when they don't, they are outcasted.
Dumb people piss me off and I rage. Yes.
Dumb people piss me off and I rage. That explains a lot about her personality because I imagine she is perpetually angry at herself all day long at the level of stupidity that she continues to exhibit on the regular. Did I say Jerry Jones? That's my fault. You knew what I meant, though. That's because she doesn't want friends. She wants, trying to think of the appropriate way to word it. Having a friend would involve an equal give and take. Foodie doesn't do the give. She only does the take. She wants pawns, not friends.
I mean, I'm still Chantal, but I'm like, yeah, I've moved on in life, you know? I swear, like,
said by the woman who's had the same conversation over and over again for the last year about stuff that happened 2 years ago. She's moved on, guys. She swears. Sycophants. Excellent point. Excellent word, SH. Look at you sneaking in here. Mm-hmm. So if I come over. Well, joke's on you. I don't drink Kool-Aid. I haven't drank Kool-Aid since I was a kid. To an extent, yes. Yes. Well, I don't know if I would say entirely cult-like because, I mean, they even disagree with her and some of the stuff that she does. But, you know, the saying goes, there's an idiot born every minute. The fact that they pay her for things that she absolutely refuses to do, that just kind of backs up that statement, you know. She never worked hard for her money. True enough. Right? Hi, Inspiration. How you doing, honey? Right. They disagree with her and they are shit canned. Me too. Isn't it funny? There's a whole discussion about that later on.
People who are in my chat are over there now because they want to keep discussing the old miserable me where I was being even if I go back to Canada, I'm not taking my hijab off. I'm not going to go back to that life. Never, ever.
Okay. Hi, Seafood Pie. Welcome. The people that have left her chat that go to other channels, they don't give two shits about really, I mean, don't get me wrong, discussing where she was 2 years ago amidst the crackhead Olympics is entertaining. But people are getting sick of her crap because here we are. She's supposedly changed her life. She's taken on a new religion. She's making herself better, but we are seeing the exact same Chantal. This is not a changed woman. What she has done is called a, oh God, I lost the word. A geographical fix. This was the assumption that because she's moved to the other side of the planet, that all of a sudden her life is drastically changed when it's not. And the fact is, it doesn't matter where you go, because everywhere you go, there you are. Your problems go with you. It doesn't matter what you do. That's applicable to her as somebody who exhibits addict behavior. There are a lot of people who have alcohol and drug problems, and they think that if they simply move, that's going to stop them from drinking or using drugs. And that's not the case. And for her, it's the same way. It's her behavior. It's the food addiction. It's all of it. The change does not start based on where she's at. It starts with her. And that's the problem that she has. That's the thing that she has trouble wrapping her mind around, apparently. No, she is 100%. Boy, she'll snatch that thing faster. She'll snatch that thing faster than a wig in a street fight. Let me tell you.
Focus on that. I've had the cat for 20 years, and this one incident was an oversight when I was getting old. Sam's nails were fine.
Sam's nails were fine. So, okay, let me kind of work out the mental gymnastics there. So she's trying to imply that Sam's nails not being embedded into his paw pads means that what she did to BBJ is fine. I didn't abuse both my cats, guys, so I didn't abuse either cat, guys. Exactly. You got it. You got it. Opening the fridge and throwing the packaging away when she's done. That's what that means. Right. Do you notice that the people in her actual live streams were actually asking her for cleaning vlogs, and there hasn't been one yet? That's because this heifer don't clean. Of the two of them, more than likely Sala is doing more cleaning than she is.
They're going to have no channel soon anyway. So enjoy this. Rage while you can, because you're not going to have a channel soon. I'm very happy
we're not going to have a channel soon. So, okay. Something that I'm seeing trend-wise with her is that she is trying to take credit for the breezy demonetization and the imperfectly imperfect demonetization. It has already been proven that that is not the case. because we already know that Foodie doesn't follow through. She doesn't file paperwork. She doesn't file claims. She doesn't do that because that would actually take her doing something other than opening her mouth and putting something in it. I'm so sick of hearing her, and it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be, we're going to have a good time when we get to that point where she gets demonetized.
I am in life. I would rather than go back to the life I had before. Thank you.
We've heard that. We've heard her say that before too.
You better pray I never go to Canada and sue her because I have so much. I see.
Okay. Are we ready? I got to warm up for this one. All right. I know Foodie is watching. There is particular terminology that she started using in this video that I use that I have never heard her say before. So I know that I have been looped in on Foodie's watching habits. Foodie. Hi. We have lost count of how many times you have threatened to sue, threatened arrest, threatened to hit people. And I'm just gonna say it the most country way that I know how, because even though I have an education, by the way, I know I sound country. And I know that you love to think that country people are stupid. But of the two of us in this conversation, boo-boo, I actually finished college. So let me break it down for you real simple. Stop talking about it and be about it, or shut the fuck up. Everybody out here knows you're full of shit. You're wasting your time saying it, and it makes you look like an idiot.
Happier in Canada? No, not at all. Not at all. I don't know what gave you that idea.
You do know we saw the whole you and Nader arc.
I don't know what gave you that idea. I'm sure I could come up with some clips of me crying every other day.
Crying every other day because he took the green drippy dick away from you, and no amount of manipulation, no amount of money, no amount of crying would get him to take you back, which thus produced real tears on your part because you are not used to not getting your way. Honey, you might be delusional, but the rest of us out here in the great wide world ain't.
You guys forget that? They're just mad because they have no content. Exactly. They have no content whatsoever.
For those of y'all that are watching, all 61 of y'all, hi, how y'all doing? I don't know how many of you guys are actually keeping track, but I've been doing Vlogtober. And even though I'm not going to tell no lie, it's been really kind of hard to have a little something to talk to you guys about or to show you guys every day. I am actually not only pushing through to finish it, because I believe if I tell you that I'm going to do something, that I do it. And I've always been that type of person. But I am willing to do Vlogmas simply because, it's good for you to stretch your skills and put them to work. And it'll help me learn new things. And it gives us, all of us out here, something else to see and do and talk about other than a pair of psychotic fat bitches who can't see reality. So if you're interested in something other than these psychotic bitches, I have other content. Yeah, that was a cheap advertisement plug, but such as it is, I had to say that coming from somebody who claims that everybody out here that talks about her has no content.
Enough of that loser. This is exactly what she wants. Imagine living your life, hoping that someone will rage at you or address you, give you a bit of attention so they can have content.
Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? Thank you for keeping your word. You're appreciated. Well, thank you, inspiration. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I say it over and over again. I'm just a rando out here saying what I think and speaking on stuff that I see. It ain't really, I don't really think I'm I don't really think I'm that fascinating or interesting. I'm just kind of living, I've kind of sort of, I was laughing about it because I had like the random thought earlier today that, I was like, you've kind of turned October into like a low grade reality series, which it made me laugh because it's like, I don't have enough drama for it actually to be a reality show, but it's like, okay, a low grade reality show. You know what I'm saying? But either way, still fun. I mean, it's been fun to do like, Grateful at one point was like, I'm loving hearing from you every single day. And it's like, woo, don't get too used to it because I don't know if I could do that all the time. These people that turn this into a career, how they upload as much as they do, holy moly, I don't see how they do it. There's a lot involved. There can be a lot involved. True enough. I can't argue that at all. God bless y'all saying thumbs up the stream. I appreciate y'all. Y'all were so good to me.
Having a man, but if you're going to come for me in my relationship when you make up a man, yeah, I'm going to point that out.
Again, how would she know? Not everybody chooses to put all their personal business out there.
Yeah, they were all wrong about him. He's just another natter. He's just going to leave you at the airport. He's just like, none of what they say is true, and that's why they're mad. I love it.
Yet. He hasn't left you yet. I mean, okay, he didn't leave you at the airport. But I think it's pretty safe to say that over the time frame that people have watched you, that we have seen that you do have an expiration date simply because you're insane and it gets so tiresome that people get sick of your shit, Foodie. I mean, that's just the way it is. Being zero to psycho is not cute. It may be tolerable at the beginning, but eventually it's going to get old. Oh, yeah. See, that's the deal. I agree with you on this, Travis. And here's the reason why. At least if she were this, because this is her. This is who she is. If she were like this all the time, people would probably respond better than they do. This is authenticity on her part. Okay? Versus this pious Muslim housewife. I'm so dainty. Thanks, babe. That's caricature. It's fake. And that's why her views are tanking. Nobody wants fake. That's another reason why ALR really hasn't progressed any either. People are sick of fake. Let's see. Ooh, man. You want to talk about driving somebody to drinking? That one would. The only reason I think that Sala don't tie one on is because he ain't got access to it like that. You do notice that we never did get it from her vantage point as to what he looked like. I can almost guarantee you he was gobsmacked. Yep, 100%. Hey, it's big money in being a train wreck. We done figured that out. Yeah, exactly. I mean, realistically, we know old girl don't bathe. Woo, got to be functified. Jesus.
Stay mad. No, I can definitely, once all that, like the rose colored.
This is about Nader.
And I found out the truth when I watched Sam's Bar Lounge videos and heard them all that they were talking and all this stuff. And everything that happened, I was just like, that's it. I just saw and I was like, I really made a promise to myself. I will never, ever let a man treat me like that ever again. And then everything, like when I look back on everything, it became the most unattractive, disgusting shit I've ever heard.
When she took off the rose-colored glasses and saw the videos on Sam's bar lounge, she started to see how disgusting he was and how vile the shit was. Okay, when she says, okay, first off, that whole Sam's bar lounge thing, that happened probably like what, 6 months to a year after he dumped her on her head? And it took him laying hands on somebody that she hated for her to see how he actually is. That's interesting because in the moment she was laughing and saying that Dee Dee deserved to be hit. I think realistically, when she says rose-colored glasses, when she started to see things for how they were, she started to see that she wasn't going to be able to manipulate and buy him anymore. And that's when he started to turn into this unattractive whatever. I mean, the fact is we know that if he called her right now and said, I've dumped Dee Dee, I want you back, come home, she would be on a flight 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I left this in here because I wanted to point this out. That was Sala entering stage left, bringing her some food. Okay, you heard him drop the bag. She says, "Thank you." Listen to his response. Oh wait, let me back it up.
Again, and then everything, like when I look back on everything, it became the most unattractive, disgusting shit I've ever heard. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, for those of y'all that have ever been in relationships, when your significant other does something for you and you say, "Thanks, babe, I appreciate that," or "Thank you," usually they're very upbeat when they respond, aren't they? "You're welcome. You're welcome, babe." That was not the sound of a man who was happy doing what he was doing. Let's add to it, and I do believe, what do you mean, are you welcome? You being crazy.
I don't have to make content about it.
Oh, I didn't leave it in. But let's just add this in here because it's in the original video and you guys can find it on other channels. He literally dropped that food on the floor. That was not a happy man. You're welcome. That's bad. That's bad. Bad, what you call it? Impression. But yes, he did sign up for it though. And personally, I'm getting amusement out of the fact that he is seeing exactly what he signed up for. Agreed. 100% on that, sunshine. And she's not intelligent enough to see it. I don't either. That was 100% his choice. And realistically, he could have got rid of her a long time ago.
Other people to get a paycheck. I don't have to do it.
Let me back that up. Let me turn the volume up on this. Why didn't y'all tell me the volume was low?
I don't have to make content about other people to get a paycheck. I don't have to do it.
I don't have to talk about other people to get a paycheck. But what would you guys say is the percentage of time that she discusses FFG, Breezin, and any other reaction channel that talks about her? She talks more about other people than she does about herself, but is on here claiming she doesn't need to talk about other people to make money. The irony of it all. Don't you love it?
Trust me, if I was unhappy with how I am, person, you would see some semblance of it. Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure this entire video, along with everything over the last, 3 years, shows us how unhappy you are. This is not how a happy person acts. A happy person wouldn't be dealing in drama, wouldn't be name calling, wouldn't be trying to degrade other people, wouldn't be bigoted. Tell us again how happy you are, Foodie. You're the only person buying that lie.
But if I'm being monetized and I'm off this platform, what are you going to do for content?
The level of self-importance here, y'all, that she thinks that she is the only person that there is to talk about. But she says that she watches YouTube channels all over the various topics online. She should know she is not the only person there is to talk about that could fall into lolcow territory. We know this. There are too many train wrecks online for that to ever be an issue. I mean, hell, you would think that the whole Life by Jen situation would have taught her something. What happened with Jen? Jen died. Oh, rest in peace, Jen. And then they changed the subject. Foodie seems to think that she's this novel, this undying piece of literary masterpiece that will never be forgotten. But in the reality of it all, she is a poorly written footnote.
I didn't know you had to be only people who defend themselves are unhappy, or what? Here.
No. But people who are assholes are unhappy.
If you're judging, that's okay, because only God can judge me now. And yeah.
Do you notice that the most fucked up human beings and the most evil, despicable pieces of human waste love to use that saying, only God can judge me? I have heard that many times. Many times. And I'm sorry, that's absolutely not true. Anybody and everybody walking this great wide world are capable and able to judge you. That is just the way we're designed. Without the capability of judging, we are literally walking accidents waiting to happen. Judgment is a part of self-preservation. Judgment is a part of the preservation of the race. How do you think pair bonding works? How do you think the genetic attraction factor comes into play? You are attracted to people based off of your genetics and how that plays into your judgment. Judgment is part of how we are designed, right down to our most basic level. We are animals. And as animals, we are designed to survive. And judgment plays a key factor in that. And just for the fun of it, I'm fixing to pull a Monty. I am not a marine biologist, y'all. So before that rumor gets started.
I know I'm here swearing sometimes and going off. I know people typically here in Kuwait don't do that on social media, but they're also not from a place. They don't have vultures coming after them and trying to defame their character.
It's only defamation of character if what you're showing is not what is actually being said. And you trying to imply that you're not doing things that are not generally done by Muslims, that's because you are basically saying that you are not a Muslim, that you are just playing dress up as one. This has been a year-long Halloween costume for you, ma'am.
That's a lie. It's called Western media. That's been debunked. I reposted that on my TikTok. Thank you very much. We have not seen one baby. No parents have come out and claimed that at all.
Okay. I did not get all the way into the whole tirade on Palestine, okay? Because the shit fucking sickened me, okay? I just left that very first section there. Number one, I am fixing to fucking debunk every bit of her fucking shit. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to actually do some research. Number one, okay, there have been no actual photos of children, but that does not mean that there will not be some that will surface. Number two, why exactly do you think that parents would be in a fucking rush to come out and talk about the fact that their child was killed when their child was just killed? Some people are more focused on dealing with what's happened to them and their families than they are about going on the news. Okay, so there's that. Then she brings up the fact that the water and food supply chain was cut off. You know what happens when you deal with terrorists? They will continue to allow you to give them food and water. And then what happens? They have the energy to continue fighting with you. Here's another little fun fact that Foodie doesn't know. When Palestine was when the infrastructure was redone with the funding of Israel, and there's video, Hamas was actually cutting sections of the plumbing that was laid to provide water for the citizens of Palestine and Gaza. They were cutting these and turning them into rockets. Okay. So I don't rightly blame them if they cut off the water supply. I mean, why would you continue to encourage bad behavior on somebody's part? I don't expect Foodie to understand that because she actually expects people and has become accustomed to people encouraging her bad behavior. One more thing. Despite the lack of the children, there is actually documentation of them kidnapping women and children and holding them hostage and using them as human shields. There is also a video too where they did a combatant was caught and he freely admitted that SA was being done to the children in their captivity. Foodie doesn't give two fucks about that. This is all one more thing to show, hey, I'm a Muslim and I support Palestine. First off, there is another video clip on Twitter where somebody asked her if she felt unsafe because of Taliban. And she said, well, why would I? I'm a Muslim. So she's implying in her mind, anyone who's Muslim is a terrorist. The tone that she took in that video leads me to believe that that's how she sees it. Tell us you're a bigot without telling us you're a bigot. Something that she does need to be concerned about is that her claiming to be a Muslim and her wearing that hijab does not make her safe. Not in the slightest. If you look at the long-standing run of history for that area, for any group that is considered a terrorist group, their primary victims are other Muslims. And I'm going to add this too. When I say Muslims, I'm talking about born Muslims who actually are devout Muslims, not people who play dress up. And I hope she's ready, because when the time comes that she is in a predicament where she ends up confronted, she's going to be fucked, because they're not going to see that hijab. They're going to see a fat white Canadian bitch. And if she thinks that they won't hang her up by her ankles and field dress her like a hog, she has lost her mind. and no amount of Yallah and Hamdulillah and Bismillah is going to save her. You better be an actual practicing devout Muslim or they will kill you. She thinks for some ungodly reason that she is in this safe little bubble because she said it. Women are protected here. Women are protected here. No, my dear, they're not. Women in these societies are second-class citizens. And if you want to add to it, Foodie would be considered a third-class citizen because she's not even a born Muslim. She is not a citizen. She has got a whole new set of levels of an ugly reality that lay possible ahead for her. And I'm going to tell you, God's honest truth, she loves to talk about karma. Karma's on the bus, and it's taking its time, and it's sipping its coffee, and it's reading its little ebook, but it's on its way to her. All in due course. And I will not feel bad for her when it happens. Yep, there's that. Well, there are a fair amount of expats there, but it's going to depend on who she ends up being confronted by. Very rude awakening. Yep, 100%. Right. If she had any common sense, she would know better. Right. They are firm believers in Sharia law, and Sharia law, women are basically cattle. I didn't actually include it because, like I said, I cut that whole section about the in-depth of it all. Her making the claim, we stand with I like Lush because they stand with Palestine, because we stand with Palestine. I'm just going to say this, and it can be called fat shaming. I don't give a damn. Foodie ain't standing for nothing except a buffet. I don't know what the hell she thinks she claims to be doing by saying that she stands for something that she don't know nothing about. But that kills me. And then goes on this whole tirade about Salah's home country. I can't even, Syria. Oh, see, you pulled it right out of my mind. Between her and old Salah boy over there, they love to talk big game and mad shit, but she, number one, would run screaming for the hills as soon as that fight started to migrate their way. And two, Salah talks a big game for somebody who's never fought a day in his life. That's why this whole, I got 3 black belts and putting on his little boxing gloves and swinging his little plastic nunchucks don't mean fuck all to me. You, sir, are not a man. I don't care how much you puff out your little boobies and try to flex, acting like you can do something. A man, number one, wouldn't be asked to stand up and do something. They would do it. Number two, they wouldn't run from a fight when the time came and it was needed. And number three, men don't have to declare themselves men. They just are. I can't stand this fucking pair. They are ridiculous. It's insane to me, the thought process. I really can't. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she absolutely does. She absolutely does. That is pretty much how she has surmised it in her mind. In her mind, she is Palestine and Foodie is Israel. Isn't it interesting? But the fact is that Foodie doesn't have any understanding of the history of that, anything that has gone on in that region. I can guarantee you that if you pulled a world map down right now, she couldn't tell you where the fuck she was sitting at, much less where Palestine is. This is another one of those things, and I said it about Amber, and I'll say it about Foodie. The heifer will pull out the phone real quick to Google restaurants in the near vicinity, but she won't take the time to Google some history, but wants to speak as an authority. Ma'am, you need to sit your ass down somewhere. Let's see. Oh, she doesn't know. It isn't that she didn't consider it. In her mind, she's special, don't you know? Despite the fact that she has moved to that country, in her mind, she still sees herself as better than all those people. She hasn't ever said it, but she thinks that she's better than Salah, which isn't that drastic to understand because there ain't too many people that ain't better than Salah. She thinks that she's better than Allah, than all of Salah's friends, all of Salah's family. If she didn't, she wouldn't have behaved the way she's behaved thus far. The only reason that none of these people have followed through and fucking up her world is the fact that they don't want their families drug into it. And that's the only reason why. Because they have actual values that she doesn't have. Agreed. But we are not talking about a rocket scientist. Yes, she did. Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, not just the money, Jamie. Her whiteness in her mind makes her superior. She looks down on anybody who has even the slightest hint of melanation in their skin. Any. Oh, you said it. Personally, seafood pie, I am 100% behind the fact that old girl was so irresponsible that she couldn't keep her womb, because nobody needs that. Nobody needs that bloodline or IQ deficiency to migrate, you know. No, I don't think they should. And I find it interesting that she didn't know either that Canada is actually supporting Israel in this conflict. But will quickly declare to anybody overseas that she's from Canada. Ooh, I absolutely love that, Nutty. You are something else. I love it. Love it.
And the nerve of the goblin to body shame him.
Girl, pointing out that Salah is incredibly fleshy in his chest area and very soft around the middle, and has never worked a day in his life because his hands are as soft as the rest of his body, is not body shaming. That is pointing out a fact.
Body shamed Salah. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? This loser she doesn't even have the balls to camp up at all to show her ugly mug.
Okay, did you hear that? She said, doesn't have the gall to cam up and show her ugly mug. I'm going to back it up.
She doesn't even have the balls to camp up at all to show her ugly mug.
Hi, Foodie. All of my regulars in here have heard me make that statement. When I've said, my ugly mug, I take care of my ugly mug. That is something that I have said pretty regularly. That is also something that Foodie has never said before. When I say that now I know for sure that I have been looped into Foodie's content rotation, that confirms it for me. I'm waiting for a point where there will be actual responses or things brought up that I've said, because there's going to be something that I'm going to say that's going to piss her off, and I really don't care. And she can try the name calling with me. She can try insulting my intelligence. She can try talking about the fact that I sound like a hillbilly. Do your worst, bitch. None of that low blow gameplay you like to go into, none of it invalidates the point that I make. None of it. And I will gladly panel up with you at any time you like. And I will dismantle any thought process that you could possibly have, ma'am. Because unlike you, I come through with facts, evidence, and intelligence versus impulsivity and stupidity. Secondarily, stop stealing a bitch's content, why don't you? Ain't nobody tell you to start using other people's sayings. I didn't come to your channel start calling everybody in my chat beezers. First off, that's a retarded word, but didn't nobody give you permission to start talking about somebody's face being an ugly mug. Stay in your lane, motherfucker.
Making the money. Well, Boozer, how about you get a job and support your daughter?
Okay. I ain't okay with her bringing the daughter into it, but that is actually something that I can agree with. And it's going to be ugly. I don't care. This was Breezer's income. Now that that's been pretty much compromised, why not find another method of income instead of chasing it on various platforms where you have no monetization? To me, that makes no sense.
Oh, that's an idea. My hands are a milky dream. Exactly.
One more time.
Support your daughter. How? That's an idea. My hands are a milky dream.
Yeah. Her hands are a milky dream, all right. More like a curdled nightmare.
Exactly. Imagine one day just everyone loses interest in me whatsoever.
You know, that would have already happened by now if you would leave people alone. FFG attempted to bridge off into other content and started devoting enough time to that you felt threatened. And what did you do? You made every effort to sabotage it. Stop playing the victim. Stop intervening. If you want people to go away, let them find something else to talk about. And when they start talking about it, stay the fuck out of it. You cannot be a victim and a participant in this game, ma'am.
And now they're like, look at how yellow her teeth are now versus, I don't care. My teeth are yellow. Ooh, I have no problem with my looks, which means that your problem with my looks have no effect on me whatsoever.
People are talking about the fact that your teeth are yellow because if you can't take 2 minutes to brush your teeth, then there's absolutely no way you're devoting time to washing your ass.
All that private, they can continue to speculate and be wrong. But yeah, I mean.
After she just got through going on a whole tirade about people have speculated on her life and been completely wrong and that they're losers and they have no life and that they're full of shit. Make it make sense.
Overall, I do try to do what's good. I try to stay away from, involving that crap on my channel because it's like poison. It really is. And I know that's a big reason that my channel hasn't gotten to 100K yet because I'm not consistent with it, but I'm also just like too negative sometimes. I allow it to get to me. And I fully acknowledge that. I'm not an idiot. Like I know.
So see, she's not entirely unself-aware because she's well aware of the fact that her being an asshole makes her unpalatable to people. And that because she's an asshole, she'll never get to 100K unless she continues to buy her subs. You know? I mean, realistically, and I've said this at one point when me and Hurl and Hannibal were on panel together, Hurl made the comment, you have to have a persona, and I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, there are plenty of people on this platform that act a ass and still have plenty of people watching them. She's one of them. Hurl went straight to Natter, but Natter is barely scraping by pulling 10 people in his chat. He does it for the attention. It inflates that little ego that he's got. But her, she's still an asshole. She's a bigot. And is an ist, that ableist, misogynist, racist, you name the IST on the end, and it's probably applicable to her. But she still has people that follow her despite that. But she'll never get beyond where she's at. And the fact is that irks her because she wants so badly to hit that 100K. It is eating her alive. She wants so badly to be able to have that plaque. That's why she continually uses that cameo. Well, you're not better than me. You don't have a cameo. First off, nobody cares about a cameo. Cameos are where careers go right before they die. When you're selling 30-second clips, then that means that there's not much left of your career. But then, that makes sense because there's not much left of Foodies either. To me, she's been running on borrowed time for a while now.
ABC, good point. In this part of the world, we don't target people like the way it's happening in her world over and over and talk shit, being racist, insulting. You don't see it. You don't see it, babe. That's why I like living in this part of the world. Like it's different, like.
So
she likes living in that part of the world because the government oppresses the citizens. Isn't that interesting? Girl, I didn't even think about that. Agreed, crab apples. I agree. Yep. And I'm going to say this, Pizza Kitty. Personally, I'm looking forward to that point because, I mean, the point keeps getting made that BBJ will be more likely to outlive Foodie than the other way around. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to be interesting to see that play out. Okay. Yeah, it does. And that's part of why I love that whole, I think that's why she took that red hijab off at one point. So I know we talked about it. So let's have some fun. You see this right here where it says, how old is my body? What it does is you answer questions and it determines exactly how old you are physically. I thought, just for funsies, that we would run this on our girls and just see how bad off they are. So, 29 questions. Uh-oh, I didn't want that. Do you gain? Okay, all right. I'm asking, who are we doing first? Are we doing Amber or are we doing Foodie? Give me a 1 if you want Foodie. Give me a 2 if we want to start with Amber. All right. So far, Foodie's in the lead. Oh, it's looking like Foodie with a landslide. All right. Starting it out. Now, oh, what in the world? Close. Okay, looks like I picked one that's got pop-ups. Okay, do you gain weight easily? I think that's pretty common knowledge. For Foodie, that would be a yes. Do you eat a lot of junk food? Hell yes. Does your weight stay about the same each week? Yes, but only because I cut some stuff out of my diet. Yes, only because of exercise and careful food choices. Don't neither of them apply? Yes. Do you ever eat your weight in snacks? Not literally, just a lot of snacks. Well, actually, technically, she does eat her body weight in snacks, but do you eat when you eat tomato sauce, do you suffer for it later? Ooh. I don't think so. Have y'all ever heard her say that she's gotten indigestion from tomatoes? I don't remember ever complaining about tomato sauce. Y'all help me out here. This is going to be like a group participation sort of game here, because oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes, apparently she does. Ding, ding, ding. Do you feel as though your body has gotten stiffer? We don't have to have that conversation. We see that every day. When you sit in a pretzel position for 5 minutes, does it hurt when you get up? Oop, I can't sit that way. I physically can't bend that way. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Do you exercise? No. Have you recently gained a lot of weight? Yes, completely out of nowhere. Have you had to alter your food choices to accommodate body changes? Nope. When you splurge and eat anything acidic or tomatoes, we're going to say yes to that because we already answered that one time. Do you struggle to lift things? Always. The only thing that girl can lift is a fork. Do you bruise? Do your bruises take longer than 2 weeks to heal? Well, since we don't really see, we can't really tell if she's got any bruises. You know what I'm saying? But we do know that she only has a bruising issue like that when she's on her blood thinners, and she hadn't been on her blood thinners not know how long. So what do we want to say? We want to say yes or no to that. I am sick of this dang. Oh my God, Gonatello, the Gonatello arc. Oh my God, I'm fixing to have to start using that, crab apples. Yes. All right. Do you have wrinkles on your face? Maybe crow's feet. We know this. That's a yes. How about any gray hairs? Do we want to say she's got gray hairs given the fact that she don't really have much in the way of hair? What do you guys say? Weigh in on this. I do recall her dyeing her hair when she still had a little bit of it before she shaved her head, but true enough. See, that's exactly what I was saying. She doesn't have any hair. Not really. But when she did have hair, I do remember her dyeing it black. Yes. Do you come up with excuses not to hang out with friends? That one we already know the answer to. Are your pants tight at the waist but loose everywhere else? Oop, yep, I remember her box dyeing it. Yes. Using a lot of body lotion, always feeling dry. What do y'all think? She only really uses lotion on her face. It's official. Foodie is trans. She's got male pattern baldness. I know. I just picked the first. I just picked the first one that I saw. I mean, we could pick a different one. I just want to see what this one gives us. She crusty. Trouble sleeping. Hell yes. Are you super thin? Maybe on the lower end. No. How about obese? Hell yes. Have you had to rehaul your kitchen to accommodate new dietary needs? Hell no. Do you get told to hurry up? She gets told yalla all the time. Does she drink a lot of water? What are we thinking? I see a lot of everything but water. That was not my intention, Pizza Kitty. But God's honest truth, if there's anything on here that gives you concern, now is the time to make any adjustments, man. You can change things starting today. It's entirely possible. Drink a lot of water. No. Do most people assume you're older? I would say yes, especially since she put the hijab on. Now that she's got the hijab on and she ain't dressing 10 years her junior, she looks like somebody's grandma. Oh God. That's funny. God, dog, with the stinking pop-up. And there ain't no way to turn that off, I'm afraid. Oh, I'm so glad you're amused. I know. I said some of the stuff, girl, online is just insane to me. All right. Yes, people assume she's older. Do most of people assume you're younger? Hell no. Do you huff and puff when you go up the stairs? Yes. Are you really irregular? Menstruals not applicable. Do you feel light on your feet all the time, or do you just feel physically off? I just feel physically off. Oh, hell with that. There ain't no way in hell. We got to find another quiz, y'all, because this damn thing, there is no way that bitch is aged in her mid-40s. Body age calculator. Let's do this again. All right. That right there ain't no way in hell. All right. Start calculation. God almighty. Nope, I ain't giving y'all my personal information for shit. Really? Now it won't let me back up. Are you kidding me? Body age calculator. We're fixing to find out. Let's see here. Let's see. You asked me for information on who I am. You are not getting it. Okay, there we go. Weight. Oh, it tops out at 310. And she is what? 5 foot tall. All right. Body mass of 60.5. Good God. Over 30. How many alcoholic beverages do you drink? No. Put my head down and work through it. Stress eating. How frequently do you eat? Rare occasion does she eat red meat? How involved are you in the community? Oh. They ain't got no options. Saying never. We're going to say a few times a year because that's the least you can do. Rarely do she exercise, if ever. What does your history of smoking? Okay. Let's say she smokes regularly because she loves her some shisha. Average meal. Okay, look at the choices on the average meal here. My average meal, plant-based whole foods, we know that ain't her. Okay. A plate of spaghetti with a side salad, a TV dinner, a burger, fries, and soda. You guys, well, yeah, Amber. Amber called it all of the above. But let's Pick us one. Out of the selections, let's pick one. Burger, fries, and soda. How much sleep are you getting? What are we thinking on the sleeping? Because I mean, God's honest truth, we know she sleeps through most of the day. So what do you think? So yeah, 6+. I can agree with that because honestly, I think that's part of why that whole conversation about, well, we only go out when it's dark, so that means that they're not sleeping for the most part at night. She is down for the count when the sun is up. Right. Okay, and now the fun one, because I don't know if we've heard her talk about too much of anybody other than her grandma. But did grandma live to be past 90? I think grandma was in her 80s, wasn't she? Yeah, see, that I don't know either, not for sure. Skinny, what do you think? You've been around there. You've talked to her for Skinny's done talked to her quite a bit. Maybe Skinny could weigh in on that. Oh yeah, no question she has broken sleep. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I know grandma got pretty high up in age, but I don't think she got into her 90s. All right, I guess we can just leave it at no. How old is Foodie right now? She's 39. Well, that dropped it. This is saying she's 48 years old, calculated based on that. But yeah, see, I knew she wasn't that old. All right, so we can do Amber with the same height and weight standard. How often do you drink? Occasionally. This is Amber. We done Foodie. Foodie, according to this thing, is supposed to be 48 years old physically, which I don't believe. It doesn't get far enough into actual medical history, so stress eating still applies. How often do you eat red meat? Rare occasions still. Get involved a few times a year. How many times a week? Rarely, if ever. She never smokes. Her average meal. Ooh, on Amber, what would we say her average meal is? I would say for Amber, it would probably either be the plate of spaghetti or a TV dinner. Yeah. Right. I'm taking that into consideration. That's why I said it not only does it not, the BMI not factor high up enough, but add to it, it doesn't get into all the actual individual health risks. Yeah, see, that's what I said. It's going to either be a TV dinner or spaghetti, but which one would she run to first, I think? True, that's true. Very true. No, I don't think so either. I said that myself, that if Amber actually got to 50, I would be surprised. I don't see her living past that age. All right, so let's say TV dinner. This says, and she is 38 years old. According to this, her current age is 40. Her physical age is 43 years old. But that right there is based off of basically nothing. I mean, let's see just how accurate this thing is, because God's honest truth. 195. I am. That 60 is 5 foot. All right. I'm a little overweight. Shocker there. I already know that. I'm working on that. I don't drink. I'd probably call somebody a few times a week on the red meat. I get involved regularly. How many times? Maybe once or twice a week. I got to improve that. Oh, I smoke regularly. That's my only downside. I would say if I had to choose, probably the spaghetti. I got a thing about spaghetti. I'm getting more. I don't know about 90. Most of my people that I know of, most of the families that I know for sure, most of them live to their 80s and not their 90s, but I haven't really been. Holy hell. I hope I'm not 48 years old. Well, I got to say this. If I'm 48 years old, I look damn good to be 48 years old, y'all. I am a very well preserved 48 years old. Good gracious alive. All right. So, excuse me. Oh, well, no, we did one. We did one for we did one of those evals for Amber, and we did one for Foodie. They both are, of course, ranging in older than they are, but not by much in comparison to their actual chronological age. Right. None of that is taken into consideration. This was just a little, just for funsies sort of deal, to be able to laugh, because, the questions are just kind of like silly. I mean, if we got right down to it, both of these women are geriatric physically. I mean, the fact that they can't do, when your health gets to the point where you are physically unable to do average day-to-day tasks, you're fucked. What you getting on to me for? I vape. I don't actually do cigarettas no more. I quit doing the cigarettes because I had a bad tendency of like smoking a lot, because if I like one, I was the type that I never wanted to put it out, because relighting a cigarette that's been lit, it causes it to taste really weird. So if I lit a cigarette, I would smoke the whole cigarette. With this, I can take a pull and then set it down and I'm good. I don't use it nearly as much as I would if I were actually still smoking cigarettes. So, but in relation to the little quiz dealio, I had to say I smoke regularly, because this is technically still smoking by that standard, because there's still nicotine involved, There is method to my madness, I promise. Let's see. Foodie has got she's got a lot of fluid buildup in her abdomen, is what that is, seafood. Yeah. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Her belly is large. Even if they were to tap her belly like a keg and pull a lot of that fluid off, her belly would still be massive. I'm doing what I can to do right. Oh yeah. There's some water weight there, but it's still, Even if, I think honestly at this point, even if she lost like 50 pounds, I don't think she would still get into body fat. She would still be pulling fluid because she's accumulated so much. You can see it in her hands. That's why her hands look like the hamburger helper mitts. And she about took me out talking about, my hands are a milky dream. Nah, bitch. They're a curdled milk nightmare is what they are. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Looking nasty. I'll tell you what I've noticed and tell me if you guys see it too. This part of her finger is really chunky, padded, fat, and then it gets to the bendable joint right there at the end of the phalanges, and then it tapers down. So her fingers actually look weird. They have an odd shape to them. They're like, you see how my fingers are. I mean, my fingers are relatively straight. You know, I don't have any real deviation in them, but she has like this weird, like, it kind of looks like almost like her body, like it's really round and then it gets small, like where her head's at. It is really weird to look at. Oh yeah. Yeah, no question. Well, I don't know. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna find what I'm talking about. Explore. Ah, I found it. See what I'm talking about? She gets to about right here, right below the fingernail, and everything, right about that knuckle. Everything is super duper fatty around the fingers. And then when we get to that last little digit there, her fingers kind of taper. Isn't that weird? Would a diuretic even help her, or would she have fluid drain at the hospital or get massage to move fluid out? Massage is actually for stuff like ascites, which is what that is, that tight abdominal fluid buildup, that would have to be drained through actually tapping it. Paracentesis, where they actually go into the abdomen and drain the fluid directly from the abdomen. There ain't no amount of massaging gonna do anything for that, unfortunately. For her, diuretics would probably actually cause her. Okay, well, first off, it's a twofold sort of deal. I mean, it would help pull fluid off, but it would probably tax her kidneys, which are already under stress because of how high her blood sugars are. That people with high blood pressure, which we know she has, and people with diabetes, if you're not careful, you can cause yourself long-term kidney damage to the point where you end up having to go on dialysis, because when your blood sugars especially are incredibly high like hers, what'll happen is your body tries to get rid of the sugar any way it can, which means it gets filtered out through the kidneys and you pee it out in the urine. So your kidneys are not really meant to filter out glucose like that. So it can actually cause problems. It can cause all kind of problems. I'm still waiting on something. Well, I mean, I am working on some zombie videos, but me and Hannibal's got to talk about actually doing the stream part of it. I will absolutely let you know when that is in the works, Miss Bridget, so that you can come in and you can actually come on and talk with us too, because I think that would be a good time. I love all things boogery. I've seen that on YouTube before, and I feel bad for people to see her genetics have allowed her to get huge and she's still going. Well, I mean, some of it you do have, of course, obesity does run in families, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that her eating habits are what they are. Yeah, diuretics can only do so much, especially when she's probably already got problems with her kidneys. Yeah, sure. Yep. Someone I know had to take a diuretic because they found out they have. Yep. Yeah, and she actually does. That's part of the reason why there's no question in my mind that she doesn't have some congestive heart failure and some cardiomegaly, which is enlargement of the heart tissue, which is a big part of too why she works in. She has the issues with her blood pressure, but her lack of follow through on maintaining therapeutic levels of the medication will work against her. Microclinic, and sometimes we'll see leaders. Yep. Roach is not joking. They actually will pull whole liters of fluid off of people. They actually have a point where they have to stop. You can only do so much fluid at each withdrawal, because if you do too much at one time, you can actually throw people's body into like a state of shock, because fluid imbalances. Your body is like a really weird sort of system. Everything has to have a balance. Your water to salt balance is important. That's why you have to maintain your electrolytes versus your water intake, and vice versa. Anything being too high or too low can actually cause all sort of emergent problems. And yeah, they have a lot of issues. She's right. Roachy coming through with the big brain energy. I love it. Yes, I did, and that should not surprise you or anybody else. Number one, the woman is not going, she basically eats everything that she is not supposed to. That is her diet, and there is no other way to put it. Thank you, crab apples. I blanked on the word for a moment. The fact is that is just how she is. There is not going to ever be any change of her diet for her. And even realistically, in my mind, even the fruit and vegetables that she bought was performative, because we know that she doesn't eat them. And if she does, by some rare occurrence, eat them, they are smothered in cheese or ranch or whatever the hell. So, yeah, not surprised. Where, if she genuinely wanted to actually make some changes, some of them would not be difficult for her to make. If she wanted to have bread or pasta, whatever, and I say this as somebody who eats primarily like a keto type diet, I am very low carb, very high protein. You can substitute. There is keto bread that's low in carbs, but you're still having bread. I mean, it's not the same thing as a regular piece of bread, but it will do. It suits that want. I buy protein rice. I buy protein pasta made from chickpeas. There is, to me, don't taste any different in the slightest, So, it's entirely possible. But she doesn't care. She does not care. She does not think that she will ever get to a point where she is going to have, sorry, Abby, to where she is ever going to see any repercussions, because she, quote unquote, feels fine. I say that, I point that out, because everything that she has that's wrong with her will allow you to continue to function and feel fine. I'm going to tell you guys, I speak from personal experience on this. I mean, not my lived experience. My grandmother had hypertension for many, many years, and she went unchecked and unregulated for many, many years, even after it was pointed out to her that her blood pressures were too high. When the time came that she finally gave in and started doing what she needed to do, the damage was already done. My grandmother, after so much hard doing toward her body, she ended up on peritoneal dialysis because her kidneys were shot, fried. And that is a problem. You cannot, when you're told you have hypertension and you're told you have diabetes, you may feel fine, but you're not fine. Thank you, Bridget. You knew where I was going. You're stealing my thunder. No, I'm playing. It's fine. I was leading up to it. I was leading up to it. I always have a tendency to go out and turn around and come back. That's just the way it's just the way my brain functions. I don't know why. But, she is going to learn the hard way. She is going to end up at a point where her kidneys are failing her, where her heart is failing her. She is going to end up in a position where not only is she going to die, but it is going to be a slow, miserable death. If you want to talk about karma, her saying, people keep waiting on my karma, but I don't do nothing to nobody. I ain't never gonna see none of the issues that y'all see. Just wait. Just wait. She will have no one. Sala will be gone. Pete's will not be there. No one will care. YouTube won't be fired up because she won't be able, there'll come a point where she won't even be able to do that. The ass patting, the attention will be gone, and Foodie will be alone. And if she has anybody there to take care of her, it will be her mother. And realistically, I think we already know that her mother will drop her off in a nursing home because her mother is not going to be able to deal with her. She's just not. Oh, if she does, that's going to be that she's going to have all kinds of fun problems. Yeah. You got to be real careful with your blood pressure. Real careful. Heart healthy diet. Low salt. Low fat. Okay. Lots and lots of walking. Cardio is called cardio for a reason. It's to strengthen your heart and not necessarily your body. Me too. God's honest truth. I've been waiting on it. Let's see. Let's see what else we got on this woman. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Look at this. Okay. White bread, highly processed. Noodles, loaded with preservatives and salt and highly processed. Bottled juice, highly processed, loaded with sugar. Highly processed and loaded with preservatives. Basically sawdust with flavoring. Now, I don't know about the cheddar. The cheddar to me is not too bad, but that's just me. Loaded with sugar. Okay, so who was it? Malarkey Meter says it's 90% cheese and the rest bread, pickles, pasta, sugar, bottled juice, and a few veggies that we know of. Not looking forward to seeing the video on this. I can't wait to see what it is that she calls herself going to cook with this collection of stuff. Oh, this right here, y'all. OMG. First off, I would never, because this is disgusting. But second of all, I would love to know what the hell she was thinking. Oh, let me turn the volume down on that. As somebody who is diabetic, all it would have took is the funk from that water and one scrape on her foot for her to lose one of them legs. God almighty, y'all. Woo, I'm embarrassed for her. Let's see. Well, okay. It depends. Okay, first it will depend on what kind of cheese, and the amount of fat involved. But I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I Where is it at? I just saw it. Somebody just said I'm a cheese whore. I am also a cheese whore. I am. Okay. I love cheese. I have always loved cheese. Probably one of my favorite go-to lunches is like grilled cheese sandwich, but I am one of them psychotic people that I put 3 different kinds of cheese on my grilled cheese sandwich. Not like big old fat globs of cheese, but like thin sliced 2-3 different kinds, just so it, changes up the flavors. I've never really been a go-to with one of those. I don't do that American Kraft slice stuff. That shit is nasty. Processed, there ain't nothing actual cheese to it. But without a gallbladder, everybody doesn't necessarily have those issues with it, It just depends on what you're eating. With her not having a gallbladder, it's not just about the cheese. It's the combined total of her diet. She shouldn't have they tell you to try to stay away from high fat foods. She has a high fat diet. So it's not just the cheese, it's everything in total, Bridget. It's just wild to me. I mean, I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth, man. I don't have issues with cheese, but that's just me. Everybody, it does respond differently. But she is tearing her body up. Well, look at you coming in clutch with the argument on her behalf, Nutty. Let's see. Do it, girl. Have some for me. My fast went into effect at 9:30. So I ain't doing no more eating. Not till tomorrow's. Let's see. Yeah, see, I don't really have problems with too much of anything, amazingly enough. I'm really kind of surprised by that, but I had my gallbladder removed like really young, and I think that played some into it. My body was able to adapt. I got white cheddar with blueberries. I'm going to use that for grilled cheese. I don't know how I feel about putting cheddar and blueberry together, but if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. See, I gotta say, I'm pretty lucky. I got a pretty cast iron disposition when it comes to food. The only stuff that really beats me up, and we've talked about this, because of the weight loss surgery, my body doesn't respond well to sugar. And that's really the only thing that really, truly, genuinely, if I eat it without fail, it's going to kick my tail. Cheese, I'm no problem with. Fried foods, it depends on where I buy stuff at. Like if I get fries or if I get fried chicken or something like that, it depends on where. I actually have, and y'all are going to be like, oh my God, she does have a problem. I have 6 different kinds of cheese in my refrigerator. I have I have a sharp cheddar. I have a pepper jack, not a pepper jack. Lord, a Colby Jack, excuse me. I have Swiss, provolone. I have Munster. I have, trying to think. I got one other one. There's like 6 of them in total. I've got 6 of them, and they're all the thin slice so that I can mix and match them depending upon what I feel like doing in the moment, So I just prefer that. And I'll do like a grilled cheese sandwich with 3. Oh, I see. I don't see why not. And I'll tell you something else too. I do like to put a tiny little bit of cream cheese on my grilled cheese sandwiches. Only on one slice though, on one slice of bread. And I don't know about y'all, and it'll probably be an unpopular opinion, but I actually prefer to use mayonnaise instead of butter with my grilled cheese sandwiches. It's just me though. Everybody has their thing. Wow. That's dedication, girl. Really. I'll tell you what I'm worried about. I'm worried about like actually storing it. Like I buy the sliced cheese that way because I'm worried because I don't eat it all the time, if that makes sense. And I'm worried that if I buy a whole block, that part of it is going to go bad, Huh. Nice. I don't even know if I have a Whole Foods here. Hang on. I got to look now. You done got me interested now. Nope. Wait. Oh, I do. Well, no, I don't. That's nope, that's a little ways from here. Nope, no Whole Foods where I'm at, but that's okay. Let's see. I don't think I've ever had brie. Cream cheese yesterday. Ooh, that's a good point. I will tell you what I've been doing, and I can't think of the lady's name. There's a lady on TikTok that she does all of her own, clean food stuff at home, and she will actually go to like Sam's or Costco or whatever, and she'll buy like the whole turkey breast or the whole chicken breast, and she's actually got her own freaking slicer that they use like in the deli, that she's got one that she uses at home. And it's just like, I would love to be able to have sliced chicken that be cheap, because like, you buy it at Sam's and it's like, it's, price per pound is kind of high because, it's prepackaged. But I was looking at that and I was like, you were sitting here using a 300, anywhere between $300 and $500 deli slicer in your kitchen. By the time you better be using that thing for the next 30 years to justify the cost on that, though, I'm sorry to hear that, Summer Cats. What? I'll tell you, you want to know what it is? As bad as it sounds, cheese is life. But no, I say that jokingly. Did you know that cheese actually activates the part of the brain that is also activated by narcotics? People do strange things for stuff that makes them feel good, and apparently cheese makes people feel good. And I rightly can't blame them. There ain't really nothing better than biting into a warm grilled cheese sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Makes everything feel right in the world for a minute. Let's see. Right, I agree. Oh, that was the sixth one that I forgot, was Gouda. I got some Gouda. See, that's the problem though. It's like I want my chicken, like my sandwich meat, to be kind of on the thin side. And trying to make it yourself and actually be able to slice it, it's really hard to get it thinned down, True enough. I guess so. That's probably why they actually were willing to see Foodie when she had her mental health crisis over eating too much cheese. Yep. Well, we already know that she's a food addict, and add to it that cheese kind of brings out that, number one, she gets automatic dopamine hit every single time she puts something in her mouth, so it's a multifaceted sort of thing. Uh-oh. See, and this woman is just doubling down on the dumbassery. Look at this. I can't with her, y'all. See, she has absolutely no clue what she's talking about. Oh, somebody went throwback style, y'all. Check this out. I don't know if y'all caught this. This right here had me laughing.
Almost 6 in the morning. Why? I'm just like super hungry, and the hunger woke me up. I'm like, I need to eat something.
Hunger
I
woke you
just
up.
do the video for you guys because I'm eating my cheat day.
Did she really? She just shit her pants again. Legit.
Almost 6 in the morning.
Okay, that tickled me because just the look on Yaba's face. But secondarily, just real quick, can we take a minute to acknowledge that she is a cute girl. She is so cute. I don't know why she don't get on camera no more. Her facial expressions are just too much. Let's see what else we got. Ew. Baloney. I don't know if you guys saw this.
The garlic naan.
I posted this on Twitter. This guy is trying Indian food for the first time. Okay. And this, when I posted this, I said this would be the sort of actual breakdown that an actual foodie would give, and that Foodie Beauty is simply not capable. So she needs to find some other moniker because she is just, this is not her jam here. But this guy right here, he is so wholesome, and just the way that he describes this, it actually makes what he is eating sound amazing.
Today we're trying Indian food. We got the buttered chicken, the garlic naan, the onion bhajia, the gulab jamun. I think I got that right. And this came with some sauce and a whole basin of rice.
We went to India Oven in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
For a grand total of $35. Let's start with this onion bhajia. This is great. It tastes like an onion ring, but there's no onion inside. It just has onion flavoring. So it's kind of like a fry. I like it. I give this an 8. Now let's try a piece of this garlic naan. It's paper thin. That seasoning is out of this world. It has a nice garlic parmesan taste, and that is cooked to perfection. I'm not even joking. It's thin bread, but it has so much flavor to it. In fact, this might be the best bread I've ever had in my life. 9.5. Now let's try this buttered chicken for the very first time. Now they didn't give me a fork or nothing, so thankfully I had a fork in my car. But yeah. Holy crap! This might be the best thing I've ever tasted in my life. Okay, let me chill out. This chicken is like, it's like liquid. It just melts in your mouth, okay? And as for the butter taste, it does taste a little oily. But what I'm really getting is a cinnamon taste for some reason. And this is absolutely delicious. You get these giant chunks of chicken in here. You get a lot of it. This thing was $15, I know, but look how much preparation and work went into this thing. And it's a big portion. It would take me forever to eat all this and this broth and everything. This is divine. It is not the best thing I've ever had in my life, but it is truly divine. One of the best things I've had in my life. I give this a 9.9. I am absolutely blown away. I'm going to be getting this a lot more. We're going to break off a piece of this garlic naan and dip it in the buttered chicken. Let's see how good this is.
It's off on the
My
side,
taste
Ruthie.
buds have been violated. That should be a crime.
Right, Callie.
I'm tweaking. Okay, let's wrap this up with the gulab jamun. Oh, dang it.
Okay, so yeah, this right here, that would be more of what I would expect from a foodie than what we get from Chantal. It's just like, side note, everybody out here talking about the naan and talking about the butter chicken. Do y'all know that I've never had Indian food? I'm curious about it, but I'm kind of worried that it's going to be too spicy for me. Does he? Suit and tie everywhere he goes, huh? Really? Well, I imagine that it probably would be good, but you know, I will say this, like, I kind of like spicy food, but spicy food tears my belly up, and that's what yeah, see, good, because see, that's what I was worried about, you know. Oh, okay. See, and that's the main thing. That's the main thing that stopped me, is I was worried that I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna end up with getting something, and then I won't be able to sleep because I'll be up all night with indigestion or something, because that's just an unfortunate side effect of having of gastric bypasses. You can have problems with that with spicy food. So, you know. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. I was sitting there thinking, well, if she's loving it, it can't be that good because her taste buds are friggin' jacked, you know. And maybe I'll do that this week, as I'll get some and just try it out or whatever, and like give you guys like a review. I don't know, if you want. I mean, it'll be something I've never done before. I love Thai, but it has to say mild or no spice depending on the restaurant. Got it. Paneer is mild cheese, but they serve it with a green sauce. Think palak paneer. It's not spicy and delicious. Okay. All right. Y'all, hey, educate your girl on the food stuff now, because like I love food, but I have been very particular about how I eat and what I eat, because of the fact that I am trying so hard to get weight off. So, you know, just depends on. Yeah, I take a Pepsid because I have to have it, like the acid reducer part of it. That's just kind of built in as part of having weight loss surgery. And then like at bedtime, I take two chewable, like, what do you call them? Like chewable Tums. And I'm not taking those for like the antacid thing. I take them like to help supplement calcium for my bones. But I take it at bedtime, simply because, number one, it's going to work better on an empty stomach. And two, just in case there happens to be anything that could possibly cause me some upset stomach, it'll head it off at the pass. You know what I mean? Right. Oh, the only thing really from Burger King that I actually really like, I kind of like the onion rings, and they're okay. Chinese meatballs. Ooh. See here. That's a bummer. That's a bummer, Travis. Well, like I said, it wasn't, ideally, like when I first started taking the Tums, like I would take them in the morning. And then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, why am I taking it in the morning when I take a Pepsid in the morning? I'm like, why not just take those at night? So in case I do, I'm getting a secondary benefit out of it. Where you have to have a prescription for Protonics. I don't believe. I think they started selling that over the counter, didn't they? My bad. I wasn't thinking I was thinking about Prilosec, not. I had a moment. Sorry. That's my fault. Woo-wee, y'all, we've been at it 3 hours, but we are having too many good conversations. Oh yeah. If you're gonna choose a burger joint, Whataburger over Burger King and McDonald's any day of the week. I'll tell you which one is like the go-to when I go to Whataburger. It is the mushroom Swiss burger. When it's on the menu, oh my goodness. Ooh, holy moly. Well, you know, she always acts like whenever she tries something new, she acts like she's Columbus discovering America. She needs to sit her behind down. Just because she's uncultured swine don't mean the rest of the world is. Oh, Whataburger is actually really good, SH. Oh, their burgers are really, really well made. They I don't know if you've had okay. Yeah, I would say that like top tier, okay, for me. Top tier for me would probably be Five Guys. Five Guys has like the most amazing burgers. Right below it, if I had to go somewhere and it wasn't Five Guys, it would probably be Whataburger. Everything below that is just kind of like, eh. A Dr. Pepper shake? Ugh. Yeah, Whataburgers are really more common in the South, whereas your In-N-Outs are kind of more frequently all over. Yeah, Five Guys is pricey, but the quality of them is so good. I mean, the fact that they hand press their patties and they hand cut their fries and stuff like you get what you pay for, you know. Better that, you know, than processed crap that's been frozen and left in the freezer forever. Hey, why not? There ain't no time like the present, Skinny. Oh my God, you're missing out. I will tell you this, if you do ever get the chance to go into a Five Guys, if you order fries, even though you're used to ordering maybe a medium or a large or whatever, order a small, okay? Because not only are you going to get your order, they will take a whole handful of fries and throw them in the bag. They do that with no matter what size you get, but you are literally going to get a huge amount of fries. So go with the small. Just my recommendation, because you won't be able to finish them. Agreed. We've been saying that since you can't tell her nothing. Yeah, it can. But the fries are so good, though. Yeah, like I'm going to tell you, I mean, I don't mind eating it like right after they make it. But like if you pick it up and take it home, by the time you get it home, oh yeah, because all of the flavors from all of your toppings and stuff that you put on it and everything kind of melds together. Yeah, man. Night, night, Callie. It's good to see you, darling. Oh yeah, you'll have to get a wild hair one day and go try one. Yeah, Skinny's making a good point. If you're gonna get a burger from them, if you're not sure, if you God's honest truth, best bet, start with one of the junior burgers, either a junior hamburger, junior cheeseburger, whatever. and then try that and see if you can deal, because like if you order a regular burger, I have, well, and I say that, but you know, I can only eat about 8 ounces or so at a time, but like I can't finish one of the junior burgers. Just depends on the person, but you know, their burgers are pretty bulky, especially with the toppings. Oh my goodness. Right? See, once you get in there and you try them, you're like, oh, I am living for the first time. Like you're like, this is what fast food is actually supposed to be, instead of like the nasty crap that McDonald's and then puts out. I haven't had McDonald's in years, simply because their food is just like hella nasty. Like the last time I haven't bought food from them in forever. Like I'll get a soda from them like every now and then if that's the only place nearby, but never food. Too gross for me. And I've noticed, like, before I stopped going, that anytime I would have anything to eat from there, it would make my stomach hurt. But I've kind of noticed that overall too. Like if I get too far into anything processed like that, like fast food wise, it makes my stomach upset. That's why I kind of stay limited to, like, if I want a burger, I'm going to go to Five Guys. If I want chicken, I'm probably going to go to Chick-fil-A, because like the chicken at Chick-fil-A, I know how it's made. I know how it's processed and everything. And I don't have to worry about it because the whole process is clean. But anything like Burger King or McDonald's or stuff like that, I've had to stop eating it because it tears my belly up so bad when I eat it. Well, but you know, are they just limited to that area though? I've never had beach burgers. Well, I said that too. Like I talked about it in the video. Like when I went to have my face done, I went to Chick-fil-A because I was late breaking fast, and it was time. I was well past time for lunch. So I went and got some nuggets and some fries, but I don't do fries like that. And if I do, then I do like sweet potato fries because they're better for you. They don't have nearly as many carbs. But mainly because, you know, potatoes are so high in carbs, and I'm trying to stay away from that. But, you know, every now and again, you just got to have your French fry therapy day, you know? Yeah, baby. And either bake them or air fry them. They are so good. And I don't know how you feel about it, Sunshine, but I like to put a little bit of aioli sauce on the side to dip them in. Ooh, girl, let me tell you, it's good. Oh, I don't know if y'all heard that. That was my shoulder. I'm kind of limited on that front. Like I looked it up. Hang on. I was just looking that up the other day. Like there's a Greek place here, but called Euro Cafe. Let me look. Let's see. I mean, and there's stuff, I mean, like I could see me like doing like a euro, but let me see what else they got. Let's see, they chicken and cheese, barbecue chicken, Slovaki, Philly cheese, Cretan, Minos. Let's see what else they got. Vegetarian, mushroom wrap, Greek wrap, pita wrap, cheese wrap. It's basically like sort of like fast food Greek, but like Mediterranean. But like the actual gyros are actually, I've actually had one of their gyros there, and they're pretty good. Yeah, man, I have figured out that I love some aioli. When I do like a regular, like, what do you call it? Like, just a regular sandwich with like, turkey and stuff like that. I'll put aioli on one slice of bread and a little bit of mayo on the other slice. Whoo, man. Right. Sometimes you just don't want to leave the house. They actually have lamb on their menu too. The one that I had the last time I went through there was chicken. I was nervous about the prospect of having the lamb, but you know, I may do that the next time I go through. Despite breaking, like trying to destroy my pumpkin, I finished it. I gotta fix it. That means I've got 2 left. We done got everybody going talking about euros now. Oh, okay. Real quick, y'all. I saw this and oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys out there have heard of Banksy. There's a distinct possibility that I found an article saying that Banksy may actually may have to reveal his identity, which is pretty wild because he's been underground for so long. For those of y'all that I might not know who I'm talking about. Well, okay, the article here says that he may be unmasked in an upcoming defamation case over his use of Instagram to invite shoppers to go to a guest store because it had used his imagery without permission. The case could be seen as an attempt to force Banksy to relinquish his anonymity, which many say has been important in his success over the years. There has been much speculation to the identity of the artist, and he is believed by many to be Bristol Robin Gungam, who is named as a co-defendant in the defamation suit. While it has not been confirmed that Banksy is Gunningham, pointed out that this is in no way a revelation. Moreover, trying to find out Banksy's identity ultimately does not matter. There have been many investigations into the artist's identity, and it's been the topic of serious journalistic and academic investigation over the years. But no one has been able to absolutely link Gunningham to Banksy. Short of Gunningham's admission, complete certainty is unlikely. But if Banksy's identity is revealed, police forces around the world could bring vandalism, property destruction, and criminal mischief or worse cases against the individual. The sad thing is I don't really think that would be really fair against Banksy, but realistically, they should never have used his art on a product. Oh, Sunshine, you don't know who Banksy is, baby. Hang on, let me show you. Banksy is actually an old school street artist. I don't even know who the hell that's supposed to be, because that ain't Banksy. That's somebody using it. You've seen the little girl with the red balloon, the heart balloon. Let me add it. This image right here of her letting go of the balloon. That's actually one of Banksy's works. He goes places. He's gone all over the world and different, metropolitan areas, and he does graffiti. And he actually his work is very well known. There have actually been whole sections of buildings that people have had removed, and they've actually been moved into museums because nobody knows who Banksy is. And some of his work, there's one of his paintings. He actually did an actual painting that went up for auction for $650K, and as soon as the gavel went down, it set off. It was in a frame, and when they banged the gavel, it sent the painting through a shredder that was built into the frame. It was just beyond wild to see that happen, because they actually caught it on video. But Banksy does not consider himself. He is not an artist for profit. He's an artist for expression. There are actual whole museums. Let's see some of the other ones of his, because he has a lot of really interesting pieces. The guy throwing a bouquet instead of a bomb, or like a Molotov. A lot of his stuff is it's very unusual. If you get into it, wait, that's not it. But he has a lot of varying stuff, and his stuff is actually really fascinating. It actually speaks to, a lot of it is actually like a sort of commentary on society, like this right here, the little girl frisking the soldier. But there apparently guests took one of his images that are proprietarily his and tried to use it on merchandise, and then he called for people to go in and shoplift the products that had his images on it. And Banksy actually he's considered to be, like an icon for a lot of street artist based followers. So I mean, there would be people that would do it. Oh, there's the image of the half shredded painting. Oh, let me add it. There you go. The painting as it went through when it went through the shredder. Yeah, and that's part of what got him in trouble. But that was really the only avenue that he had, because it isn't like he could sue guests, because then that would call for him to out himself, and that's not what he wants to do. We done started a whole conversation about food in this chat. That wasn't my intention when I started talking about cheese and grilled cheese sandwiches. My bad, y'all. I actually have some bison in the fridge that I'm going to use tomorrow. Really, really good protein quality. High quality protein. That's true, but I mean, the downside to that is, Bridget, is that it's not copyrighted. He doesn't actually have a formal copyright, because he doesn't want to file the paperwork to do so, because then he would have to relinquish who he is in the process, That's why he does all of his work under cover of night. Like, he shows up somewhere and he does it, and then he disappears, and nobody even knows he was there until after people find it. Yeah. I mean, God's honest truth, I don't think that any of his art would lose any of its validity or value if people knew who he was. If anything, I think it would make people, it would make people probably more endearing to him, because they would want to talk to him, and it would give him a lot of clout. He would have a pretty sizable platform to talk. But, I guess he's holding tight to his ethics. I honestly think that I don't think he does that he doesn't do the art thing for the money. I don't think, I think he probably either came from money, or he does something where he makes good money, because he's traveled all over the place, and done pieces all over the world. So, that's true, and I agree with that. But, at the same time, though, I think if anybody ever did find out, that it probably wouldn't change. People's perspective of the art wouldn't change. If anything, it would probably give it the same. It would still have the same amount of weight, if maybe not even more. I mean, if he actually had something to say aside from just what he does with his art. Either way, I love his stuff. Right. Yeah, I know. And that's part of why I think, he has been so popular, is the fact that he could be anybody, I'm not upset. I was just surprised. I didn't think we would have got so in depth on it. I do too. And I mean, I honestly think that if anything, what probably should have happened is, when they realized, first off, guests knew that wasn't theirs to use, and that's what they have clothing designers for. Hire one of your clothing designers to come up with something original, Well, that's the thing. Technically, I mean, I guess it could, but a lot of these people who own the buildings that he has left these pieces on, a lot of them have just kept them the way they are. They leave them, and they let people come up and take pictures with them and stuff like that. They just kind of leave them open, because it's, a public area. Now, I did see one where it was like in a half demolished building. It was the rest of the building was supposed to be taken down. And there was like one big piece that was left that was like partially knocked down. And he had done like a piece on that portion that was left. And they came in and literally excavated that whole piece and transported it to a museum. I was just like, wow. Me too. I'm not complaining. That would be wild. I would have so many questions. Exactly. And that's part of why he does it. And that's why he did the whole thing with like shredding the painting of the girl with the balloon, because that was the only one that had ever actually been done on canvas. And he was doing that to prove a point that art is not meant for people with money, that's not the only people that it's made for or should have access. And that him doing that, ooh, that pissed a lot of people off. Oranges. I like to put around on Pinterest too, and just flip through stuff just to see it, and see what jumps out at me. Excuse me. I'm gonna spend some of tomorrow meal prepping. I gotta go ahead. I got to get my stuff situated for the week. Have any of y'all tried any of the cottage cheese bowls that are floating around online? I've tried the pizza one. It's really good. If y'all are curious, if y'all are wanting to try something new. Hey, seize the day, nutty. Well, here's the deal, nutty. I don't do it, but here's what you can do. If you don't do cottage cheese, I'm guessing it's probably because of the consistency, right? You can put it in a like a Ninja or blender or whatever and blend it up so that it turns it into like a sauce. You still get all the protein, but not the chunkiness. Then that's what you do. Get it, blend it up, and then you can use it in pretty much anything. I don't really mind it if it's mixed into something, but like if it's just by itself, like if I tried to do like cottage cheese with crackers, it would probably gross me out. But if I mix it with other stuff, it's not so bad. But like with that pizza bowl, yeah, see, that's what I was just saying. I do like the cottage cheese and then like the Rayo's spaghetti sauce with the Italian sausage and mushrooms in it, and then throw like some bell pepper and some olives in there, and put you some Italian seasoning on it, and then put you some cheese in it. Cut up some pepperoni, throw that in there too. Pop that baby in the microwave and then mix it up. Ooh, it's good. And heavy on the protein too. Keeps you full. I have trouble with like the watery part of that that's at the top of it. You talking about like Greek yogurt or just regular yogurt? I've been doing like for breakfast, like I love like scrambled egg sandwiches. I used to do those like all the time, but like I've been changing it up. Like I've been doing like vanilla Greek yogurt with some granola, like a quarter cup of granola and a little bit of like sliced fruit in it. Oh, it's good. It's fairly calorie dense depending upon how much granola you put in it, but it's good. I've got a little bit of the plain Greek, but I use that for like to to like put ranch in and stuff so I can like dip my my veggies in it. I haven't really found any other recipes to use Greek yogurt in. Oh. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so it just dawned on me. Oh, breakfast is steak, 2 fried eggs and butter cheese omelet. Holy moly, you are going all the way out on breakfast. I don't even know how you're able to function eating that much at breakfast. Good gracious. So it just hit me that we have been at this 3.5 hours and it is almost midnight where I am. I don't know about you guys. But some of us have got to wake up and present ourselves as functional adults tomorrow. So I don't want to keep you guys up too much later. Yeah, perfect time. And I was just fixing to say that. I'm going to let you guys go because I am running on maybe a 2.5 hour nap after I got out of work last night. And I noticed I have already started yawning and I don't want to put you guys to sleep in the process. And I don't want to, keep you guys from going to bed because, everybody needs their rest. I am so appreciative of every single one of you guys that was willing to come in and hang out with me tonight. I did miss being live with you guys. I did not miss the psychotic insanity of these two women because let's be real, they are exactly what I called them on that front title. They are morons. And, thanks for coming to my TED Talk on Why They're Morons, Thank you guys so much. Be on the lookout for more Vlogtober stuff because as usual, I meant what I said. I'm going to keep going. I don't know when the next live will be, but I will keep you all in the loop. I look forward to the next time. Thank you guys again so much for coming through. Everybody on the replay, I hope you guys had a good time because I know I sure did. I will see you guys again soon. Bye, y'all. Oops.